Well, holy smokes, guys, put your kids to bed, hide your wives, because today we're hearing that Activision made $2 billion in microtransactions alone in just 3 months. Okay, let that sink in 3 months. They used to make like $1 billion, right? Like previously they were making like $1 billion, and right now they're making $2 billion. Like, needless to say, they're no longer crying in the Lambos. We're gonna be talking about that one. We also got a Call of Duty 2021 leak. Yes, another day, another Call of Duty getting leaked out. We got Black Ops news, Far Cry 6 news, Cyberpunk news, PS5 news, Xbox news. There's a free-to-play game that is gonna be coming on PS5. I'll talk about it. And admittedly, some of the fans have gone rogue and they're signing Cyberpunk 2077 devs. Those haven't proposals, okay? Obviously, I cannot say these words on YouTube, but you stud muffins know what I'm talking about, right? We're gonna talk about it. The situation is kind of messed up and there is a lot to go over, so let's just get right into it. If an alpha chat like you is new here, I cover all the big gaming news, so burn the party, subscribe, mardo. And last video we hit, I'm not even sure how many likes we hit, but hey, I just want to say thank you all so much for all the support over on the videos. Like, some videos we got 1700 likes, some videos we got 1600 likes. It has been crazy, okay? Shout out to every single one of you stud muffins out there. But our first story is about Activision. We're hearing that they have beat expectation with $1.95 billion in revenue for Q3 of 2020. Now that is wild, my G, because like I didn't see that coming. Like, needless to say, I didn't see that coming. You know, homies constantly ask like, who are these people buying the microtransactions? I always say, look around you, man. There's always a microtransaction buyer like somewhere on the streets, okay? But personally, I'm not really mad or anything like that, but I'm still kind of shocked because, you know, previously they were making only like, and I'm saying only like, it's only like, it's not only, they were making $1 billion, okay? $1 billion per like every quarter just off of microtransaction sales alone. And now they're like, okay, let's double that, double X that, and now they're making $2 billion. This is crazy, okay? The reason I say I'm not mad about all of this is because, of course, like, their microtransaction system is not bad compared to before, right? Like, before they were putting loot boxes, before they were putting like your mama in the supply drops and everything like that, and they were kind of like making sure that you buy that, you get a kick of dopamine, and then you get in the cycle. It was like a rat race, right? Big ups to Activision. Let's hope we get new updates in Warzone and Modern Warfare and Black Ops, okay? Let's hope for that, man. They're making $2 billion. We got no content in their games, right? Like, let me just keep $150, but we're also hearing about PS5 triggers. A homie around the streets by the name of Eric, he put up this video and says the PS5 triggers fighting back. And I'm not sure if this is cappity cap. Of course, like, I want your expertise on this immediately, right? Do you guys think this is cappity cap? Do you guys think these are facts, no printer? But you can see he puts his finger on the R2 button, right? And I mean, the boy is really fighting back, okay? It do be like this, and if this is really true, man, I am pumped, right? Like, you can see 12,000 likes, almost 13,000 likes, 1.3k retweets, so this is definitely making a ton of noise out there. A lot of people are hitting the G spot, and rightfully so. Like, I see that happening, right? For example, if you're trying to do Easter eggs in Cyberpunk with a woman or something like that, you try to do Easter eggs, and then like she's like, okay, not today, okay? You might have the Roni. I do not want to do anything with you, right? Like, what if she says that? Then she pushes you away, and maybe the R2 button is gonna push your finger away too, you know? I'm just trying to make that connection. Smash a like button if you're mind blown. Now, speaking of a disaster, okay, we're hearing that Xbox Series X stock shortages could last for a few months after launch, admits Microsoft. And basically, Phil Spencer came out, head of Phil Spencer has warned that Xbox Series X stock shortages could last for a few months after launch. Now, that's definitely a situation we don't want to be in, right? And let me know if you guys were able to pre-order or not. But the good news in all of this is that PS5 and Xbox Series X should get online Black Friday restock at Best Buy. So Best Buy has confirmed that. We have an article on this situation as well. And whenever we hear more, I'll definitely keep all of you stud muffins in the loops, okay? So definitely turn those notifications on. But seriously though, we had Jim Ryan the other day. He came out and he said that not everyone will be getting the PS5 at launch. Then we heard from the stores that they're only gonna be having like 10 or 20 console per store. I mean, 10, 20 is better than none, but come on, my guy, like, you gotta have more. Like, aren't we like 7 billion people around the planet? Aren't we just going around the planet? I know that not everyone will be buying the console, but yo, dog, like, at least 10 million people will be buying the console in the first 6 months, okay? Like, that goes for the Xbox, that goes for the PS5, and you're only gonna have like 10, 20 per store. I mean, come on, man. and somebody needs to straighten their ass, okay? And speaking of Halo, we're hearing that Halo Infinite lead Chris Lee has reportedly resigned, and this man did pull a motherfucking Kimberly Sweet Brown on 343 Industries and was like, hey, ain't nobody got time for that. He did pull a Kimberly Sweet Brown, and I don't blame the homie, right? Like, Halo has been a disaster. I know that I'm gonna be offending people with this one, but you guys know these are facts, no printer, okay? The fact that they're delaying the game, we heard rumors that it can get delayed till 2022. Then the devs came out and said that the rumors are fake. I was like, okay, that's good news that we're gonna be getting in 2021, because of course the game clearly needs a lot of work, and the game does need a lot of work, right? And I think that's good for the fans, because whenever the game comes out, it's gonna be ready and it's gonna be much more polished, and the fans deserve better, right? Like, I'm just gonna keep a $150 with you guys. But now Chris Lee pulling a Kimberly Sweet Brown on 343 Industries, I'm kind of sus, okay? But hey, it's not that you cannot kill a shadow. You can kill a shadow with the light, and we do have a light of hope, because Xbox, they came out and they say that we're thrilled to keep our 15-year partnership going into the next generation, and proud to say that Xbox Series X and S will be the only next-gen consoles with full RDNA 2 integration. Now that is a massive news, okay? Do I understand what RDNA 2 is? Absolutely not, okay? But that still is a massive news, and you guys can see we got our experts. We have a man on the street says, hey, we're proud Xbox Series X and S will be the only next-gen consoles with no next-gen games. So you guys can see, like, people out there, people dropping deuces, other people dropping huge doves. They are celebrating the fact that, you know what, like, dove's so big, I had a stroke. I mean, yeah, it do be like this. And honestly, man, memes aside, this is actually a good story, right? This is a good news. Yes, Halo is getting delayed. So what? RDNA 2 bought be lit on the Xbox Series X. Also, Jim Ryan did do another interview, and it is a little bit sus, okay? We're hearing that, obviously, like, this is a full-blown interview. Like, I'm not gonna read it like, dad, like, as Kimberly Sweet Brown once said, ain't nobody got time for that. But I do want to summarize for all of you stud muffins. Jim Ryan says that he believes that PS5 can outsell the PS4, okay? That's number one. He says that he has seen growth in female PlayStation gamers due to more women protagonists in games. Now that is kind of sus, okay? Now personally, I love my women protagonist games a lot. Like, I love Tomb Raider. That's perfectly fine. I think that, you know, an alpha chat would absolutely love those games. Like, I love Tomb Raider a lot. If you come to me and you want to talk about Lara Croft, I'm available all day 24/7, okay? Like, let me put it that way. But the reason I'm kind of sus about this one is that, of course, we have seen forced diversity in our games, okay? Like, just imagine. I know that it's not gonna happen, and I shouldn't say that somebody might copy this idea, and I don't want that. I don't want games with forced diversity, right? For example, God of War, but with a female Kratos, right? Like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want that. Like, get the F out with that one, right? So I don't want that, but hey, female lead protagonist games, perfectly fine. He also says that Ghost of Tsushima exceeded sales expectations, so that is pretty good. He says that PS4 will be supported heavily till at least 2022. That is a good news for everyone that's gonna be keeping that jet engine around. So hey, that's a pretty good news, okay? Speaking of some bad news, Far Cry 6, they put out this article, or I should say not the article, but a tweet, right? They say that important message from our Far Cry 6 team, and somebody in the chat really did correct it by actually putting it right there. Like, it does look pretty right. Like, this is pretty legit, right? I'm pretty sure you already have made that connection. Far Cry 6 is getting delayed as well. It was supposed to come out in February 18 of 2021, and as far as I know, they're not really saying when it's gonna come out, but of course IGN is saying that, hey, Far Cry 6 and Rainbow Six Siege Quarantine 6 Quarantine have been delayed to after March 2021, so it's not that bad. If it really gonna get delayed till March, yo, that's like a month, right? So not that bad. But speaking of another bad news, okay, of course Cyberpunk has been delayed. I don't think it's gonna come out like anytime soon. Of course it's gonna be coming out on December 10th, but my point here is that it's good to actually go in with the expectations of it's not coming out on December 10th, because if it does come out on December 10th, yo, everybody's gonna get a kick of dopamine, right? But seriously, man, memes aside, the devs are definitely getting heaven proposals. Obviously I cannot say that word on YouTube. We're on YouTube, right? They're really getting heaven proposals over the delay. And seriously, dog, we're talking about a video game. You have to be really blessed to complain about a video game. Of course we all complain about video games, right? Like, we all nitpick stuff. There are genuine complaints. You can always hit the studios up with constructive criticism, and I think that's perfectly fine, because that's the only way they can improve it. That's the only way anyone can improve it, right? Like, you gotta hit up with what you like and what you don't like. But in this situation, people are sending them heaven proposals. I mean, like, what the flip, dog? Like, speaking of some good news, Bugsnax is gonna be a free-to-play game, okay? It's gonna be coming out next month with PS5. PlayStation confirms that this is gonna gonna be added in the next month PlayStation Plus lineup, and all of a sudden Bugsnax do be looking good. Of course, we're also gonna be getting Destruction All-Stars next year for free as well. So hey, as Hollow Point once said, if it's free, it's for me. And now let's dive into some Call of Duty news. I will be talking about Call of Duty 2021 as well. But speaking of Black Ops, we're hearing that it's gonna be taking 250 gigs of storage, okay? Activision confirms that Black Ops on PC will require up to 250 gigs of storage space. And keep in mind, dog, we're only talking about a base game. We're not talking about like post-launch content. We're not talking about the updates. We're not talking about the hot fixes or anything like that. The game comes in with it says at 175 gigabytes. That's like the recommended. But on PC, if you really want ultra RTX and this and that 4K, it's gonna require 250 gigs. But what about the Xbox? What about the PS5? We already know that PS5 is gonna be 825 gigs, and that is like before the OS will reserve space. We already know that the OS will reserve space. For Xbox, they're gonna have like 798 gigabytes of free space, and according to leaks and rumor, PS5 will be 664 gigs. And I'm a Sony pony, okay? Don't get offended. These are facts, no printer, okay? Or I should say this is just a leak for now. But I guess that we can all agree on the fact that even if it comes in with 150 gigs on the beginning, 175 gigs, well, we're gonna be getting post-launch content. We're gonna be getting new DLC maps, new zombie maps, like new areas in Warzone, new Warzone updates, on this and that. So I'm pretty sure it's easily gonna get up to 300 gigs eventually, right? And you throw Modern Warfare on top of it, PS5 SSD gone. It do be like this. Next gen gaming only have 2 games on your platform, right? But speaking of Call of Duty 2021, Tom Henderson, aka the long sensation, this guy have leaked everything for Modern Warfare 2019, for Black Ops 2020 as well. He does have an inside source because that's why all those leaks were true, right? And now he says that I hate to be that guy before Black Ops has released, but it's looking like Call of Duty for 2021 is another Modern Warfare title of some kind. Understandably, not a lot of information as of yet, but it's a modern day setting, and I guess we all saw that coming. It says that Modern Warfare 2 seems like the only logical next step, question mark, so he's assuming that, but says that he has heard that the next game will be a modern day setting. And of course we all saw that coming. If you have played Modern Warfare 2019, you know that there will be a sequel, okay? The story, the way they told the story, there is gonna be a sequel, right? But are they really gonna call this Modern Warfare 2, or are they gonna call it Modern Warfare something? I would go with Modern Warfare something, but of course I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and call it Modern Warfare 2. I mean, skill-based matchmaking 2 do be looking pretty good. I gotta say that much. But share your expertise in the comments below. Turn those notifications on. I'm gonna keep a stud muffin like you, always in the loops. Click on any of the video on the screen. You're gonna get a kick of dopamine, and I will see you right there.